What's going on, guys?
Yeah,
Joe and
figured.
Gio back again with another episode for you. And on this episode, we're going to be talking about advice. So, advice is like an asshole, everyone's got it. And something that's helped me in life that could help you or whoever is being selective with the advice you follow. Gio, what are your thoughts on that?
The same. I feel the exact same way, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but just because someone has an opinion does not mean it should be voiced. Like, freedom of speech is an amazing thing, and not to disregard that, but when it comes to listening to advice, advice being guidance that's meant to help you, not everybody has a valid stance or is reputable on the advice that they have to give you. So when seeking someone's counsel, only listen to people who are in a position that you want to be in or have experience in being in your current situation and have leveled up from it. That's literally it.
Dude, I love that, man. You know, the number one piece of advice I have ever gotten in life is the following: only take advice from people you respect or want to be like. So if someone is financially well off, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, I'm absolutely going to seek out their advice. Or if they're a content creator that we all know it's just all theatrics and everything, but if they're a content creator and they have something that they can offer, I'm going to watch their content to see what I can gain out of that so that I can emulate what they're doing because shit, I want to be like them too, so that I can apply it to my own life. You know, when I was working at Tesla, I didn't know fuck about shit. So I was surrounded by the most brilliant minds I've ever had the pleasure to get to know and work with. And I didn't know a lot of things when I was working there at the time. I was 21, 20, 22. I didn't have a credit card open either. So it was like basic financial literacy things that I didn't even practice or understand that got me into where I'm at now. So because I was able to be surrounded by so many brilliant minds and just intelligent people, I didn't really know much about what I was doing, but I followed their advice and I did what they were doing because I knew that whatever they're doing something right, and at least I'll end up in a better position than I am in now just by copying what they're doing. And things have since then turned out very well for me.
For sure, it's like the old saying goes, if you're the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room. So
That's
in
it.
regards to in regards to at least self-development and self-improvement, I've always heard so many people that I know personally talk about loving themselves and being their best self, but I can see right through them based on their actions and their habits that they self-sabotage. They don't know shit about self-love. They confuse self-love with self-obsession. They talk about what it takes to master yourself, to feel self-love, but their actions bring them back to the same place that they said they would never go back to. So, if you're going to give someone advice and guidance, and if you're going to give someone advice and guidance, you have to speak with confidence and conviction and own that spot. Otherwise, people aren't going to believe it. They're going to have an aversion to it. Now, not to make this about me, but just a personal example, if before a year or two ago, nobody would have ever come to me for self advice on self improvement. Now, if they did, however, they'd be like, "What the fuck? That's time from my life I'm never gonna get back." So again, not from a personal example, but literally that's how it would have gone. So, and you can attest to this. So, but just to bring it full circle, like I have buddies now who seek my counsel every now and then. So clearly there's a reason that they seek out my guidance because I'm where they in a position or a similar position that they may want to be in, or I at least have experience in where they've been and are trying to move on from. So basically it's a matter of listening to your mentors and listening to the people that you feel you can gain value from.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that, man. You know, like the honesty and just the real world application. You know, what I think people can do to apply this in the real world is, you know, let's think of it this way. Picture this. You're new to a gym and you get offered a free trainer to help you with your workouts. Are you picking the guy, the trainer that has high body fat, has a gut, and very obviously doesn't look like how you want to look? Or are you gonna pick the trainer that is ripped, shredded out of his mind, has a freaking 24 pack, you know, and his low body fat and is just he looks like someone you want to be like. He looks like the reason why you're going to the gym so you can end up looking like him. So, are you picking the guy who looks how you want to look like, or are you just taking advice or picking the trainer that whatever, I'm just picking whatever, you know? So we have to be selective with the advice we take from and the people we follow in life. Um, we have to be very careful with the advice we take from others and the people we listen to. If I take advice from an alcoholic who lives paycheck to paycheck with zero assets to their name, then I'll obviously end up in their horrible situation. However, if I take advice from a young, successful entrepreneur, I believe I'll end up in a much better situation. The only piece of advice you should ever take from someone you don't respect or want to be like is to not be like them. And that is the real world application of advice.
That's the best way to put it, especially the gym example. It's the best possible analogy that you can give
The
someone.
simplest analogy, simplest way to understand it.
It really is. Something I do when I feel like I need to talk to someone is, or I need someone to talk to, is to establish my expectations. Why? Because I ask myself, what do I want to get out of this conversation? I ask myself that before I reach out to certain people. Because like I said in our last episode on value, not everybody serves the same purpose in your life, and that's okay. I can call one buddy because I know they'll pick up and listen to me no matter what, or I can call someone else because I know they'll give me something in that conversation that I can take and apply to my own life. It's about knowing the difference between taking advice and just wanting to be heard. Like when you're calling up a friend to ask to talk to you about when you're calling up a friend to talk about how you had a bad day or whatever it is, are you calling them because you want to vent or because you actually want advice or because you feel like they have some valuable advice that can help turn your bad day into a better night? Now again, let me be clear. It's okay to just vent. I'm not saying, everybody has to be um, someone who can give you advice. It's just that if you're expecting advice, be honest with yourself and define your expectations so that way you don't end up disappointed. You may want to call friend A because they're going to listen to you and hear you out. But friend B may be someone better suited to help give you guidance on how to get out of that low frequency state and move forward. And again, turn it around.
I love that, man. Yeah, doing things with a purpose behind them. Like we talked about on what episode was the last one? I think it was shit. I think it was delayed
Last one
gratification or life
was
of your design.
life of your design.
Yeah, where we talked briefly about like making sure that every action you take has a purpose behind it. When you reach out to someone, what is the purpose of that? So it's just setting that expectation with yourself and doing everything with a purpose. Like, are you looking for someone to vent to? Or you're looking for someone to enable you to, rationalize and negotiate with weakness and allow yourself to remain in a low mental state? Or are you looking for someone that's going to kick your ass and give you a good kick in the rear end to get up out of that mental state and get back at it? So, having a purpose behind everything is definitely important, and that's helped me a lot too. But yeah, I mean, that's our episode on advice. It's pretty straightforward. You just have to take advice from people you respect or want to be like. And sometimes the best advice you can get in life is to not be like someone. So look around in your life. I'm sure we all have gone through situations, or we know people that we don't want to be like, that we just don't respect, or want to end up in their situation. So that's advice for you guys. That's advice on advice for you guys. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow the Instagram. The links are found on the YouTube channel. We are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. And, as always, guys, as Gio says, the trajectory is up. We're just trying to help each other out here. And we're just sharing what's helped us that could help you guys out.
It's just sharing the resources that have helped us and only helping that our advice has some value to you guys. So follow us, subscribe, share the love. We appreciate the flowers. And again, as always, the trajectory is up and have a good day. Remember, you're capable of choosing to have a good day. So go out and make it happen.
Hell yeah.